Today is National Turkey Free Day. Your last options for today are pepperoni calzone and a walking taco. Your sides for today are fresh fruit and a fresh veggie tray. In today's news, a woman rescued a koala from a bushfire in New South Wales. The koala has been treated for his burns and is still in very serious condition. In other news, an alert Uber invests millions to build flying taxis in France and is planning to be launched in 2023. Not the CNN with the video.
Our most important use case is going up, going across, and going down. So cruise is a very important part of our story.
So these will go faster than a helicopter?
They'll go faster. They'll be between 150 and 200 miles an hour.
Than a helicopter?
They'll be super quiet.
2020 is when you expect to start running tests.
Yes, demonstrator. We call them demonstrator flights.
Demonstrator flights in Dallas and Los Angeles.
Correct.
2023 is when you expect this to be used by the
yes,
general public.
That's right.
In some locations.
Yes, that's correct.
And when do you expect them to become autonomous?
That'll probably take 5 years, I would guess.
Okay. So conceivably, by the LA Olympics in 2028, you could have people going from somewhere near their homes to downtown Los Angeles to watch an Olympic sporting event.
That will definitely happen. The question is whether it's autonomous or not.
How much is that going to cost? Is that going to be accessible?
We think the very initial flights will be Uber Black-like pricing. So remember, we're combining multiple people into a vehicle, and so you'll pay a little bit more. It's going to, because these are brand new vehicles. There are very few of them, and they're not very utilized yet, and they're the most expensive the vehicles will ever be because they're being produced one at a time. And so, but that will come down that curve very quickly. And the next sort of stop on that sort of spectrum is UberX pricing. And so it's sort of like an Uber pool scenario, but you're paying UberX pricing. And we get to the point where autonomy starts to kick in. Then you get the price point so low that it'll get down to the point of competing with individual car ownership, meaning that it will actually be economically irrational for you to drive your own car versus flying.
There are a lot of ways that this will change society. It will change the way cities are built.
Yeah.
But there are also potential negative effects. You're looking at potentially putting a lot of people out of jobs. What are you guys sort of gaming out in terms of the possibilities of this?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, society has developed technology that has displaced, kind of ended the sort of humans doing certain types of work for centuries, and this is no exception. There is an end point, of course, when computers get to the point where they're as smart as human beings. Then you basically have more human, you have more human intelligences around, and they can do kind of anything a human can do. So then society at that point has to adapt and have people have to rethink kind of like the nature of work and the nature of how we live our lives. That it's going to be a safer world with autonomy. It's just sort of like intuitively obvious that if you get the technology to a good enough point, things like drunk driving go away, distracted driving goes away, right? These issues they disappear because computers just don't have those problems.
Finally, on the court, the Portland High School Bulldogs are reigning state champions, but during the most games in the season, the crowd often finds its inspiration from freshman Cameron King, the team's deaf mascot. Here is NBC with the story.
On the court, the Bulldogs are reigning state champs. But it's from the sidelines where they find inspiration.
Here we go, Bulldogs!
Their sixth man is busy whipping fans into a noisy frenzy. Thing is, the kid in the costume can't hear any of it.
Being mascot is kind of a very cool job to do for a school, and I kind of love it for doing that.
15-year-old Cameron King is the can-do freshman at Portland, Maine High. Deaf from birth, he has mastered sign language and how to lip read and speak.
I try to get the crowd louder that they know that I'm supporting them.
He's loving the spotlight while pushing the Bulldogs to rack up the points. His family affectionately calls him Cam the Ham.
He comes home every day with a big grin on his face.
And that must put one on yours too.
Oh yeah, it does.
His father was nervous because Cam's ear problems often leave him off balance.
Good Lord, he's going to put this thing on and be out in front of 100 people and trip and fall over, and the head's going to come off.
Quite the opposite happened when Cam decided it would be fun to put on the costume.
He brings up all the spirit. He makes everyone happy.
From behind the mask, he's also a role model.
He's setting a great example for other students who are deaf and hard of hearing who may be reluctant to try new things.
How are you doing in there?
Good. Very hot.
Taking on life's challenges and setting a positive example for this young man is a slam dunk. Kevin Tibbles, NBC News, Portland, Maine.
Now to Chelsea with the sports and weather.
Thank you, Tajin. Today's weather is a high of 41 with a low of 28 degrees. Last night, boys basketball played Riverside. 7th grade won, bringing their record to 2-2, and 8th grade won 47-35. They remained undefeated. Congratulations to all of the girls who made tryouts for cheerleading. Wrestling will hold a call-out meeting for boys interested in wrestling on December 2nd and begin practice right after the meeting. Girls basketball tryouts will be on December 5th, 10th, and 12th. Swim tryouts will be December 3rd through the 5th. Today's sports celebrity birthday is Daryl Hardy, who is a former NFL linebacker for Dallas Cowboys. Now back to our anchors.
Thank you, Chelsea. Would you like to see an action-packed drama and musical performance Monday, November 25th? Then come to Belgium's Cafeteria at 6:30 for the drama and theater classes Coffee Cabaret. Admission is free. Wednesday night, our academic pursuit team competed against Decatur Middle School. Our 8th grade team lost another close match. Cameron Williams, Catherine Macris, and Danny Ying were the top scorers. The 7th grade team won its 3rd straight match, beating Decatur by 5. Abigail Tariainen, Nicholas Williams, and Nolan Dixon all scored 7 points for Belzer. Xavier Kroom also scored for our team. Good job, everyone. There's a new edition of the Belzer Block available on the student launch page. Check out the Thanksgiving's edition that has a variety of topics covered. Here is one of our yearbook staff members with an important announcement.
Hey everyone, it's Kira and I'm here with the yearbook staff. If you didn't know, we have a payment plan. And what a payment plan is where you pay small bits amount of money and then it equals up to a total price, which is an easier way for you in case you don't have the right amount of money. And then you can just work for the money, pay a small bits amount, and that's an easier way to get the yearbook instead of just paying it full on straight. Another thing that we have is videos in the yearbook. All you have to do is just go onto the online website, and then after you do that, you scan a code, and then you can check out the videos in the yearbook. Last thing that we have is name stamping. It's basically, you'll have to pay, but you can get your name stamped anywhere on the yearbook and get a free design if you wanted to. That's all for the yearbook. Thank you.
Thank you, Kiera. Today will be the next Best Buddies Club lunch meeting in the Bruins Den during A, B, and D lunches. The quote of the day is by Stephen Hawking, saying that it is no good getting ferocious. If you get stuck, keep thinking about the problem, but work on something else. Today's random fact is that human lips have a reddish color because of the great concentration of tiny capillaries just below the skin. Today's celebrity birthday is Scarlett Johansson, who stars as Black Widow in all the Avengers movies. Here is today's joke of the day. What is a witch's favorite subject in school? Spelling. There will be no further announcements. Have a great day, Bruins.